I've actually made them to call this 2 to 3 times so that the topic can stick into their memory. Then you can now write the topic on the board. It is very bad to come into the class and write your subject and immediately write your topic even without revising. So it is not right for you to come into the class and the first thing you do is just write your subject and you write straight or you write the topic. No, you have to first of all review the last class with them, followed by introduce the topic, that is the new topic you're about to teach. You introduce it to them before coming to the board to write the topic. I hope you got that. Now the next thing, you can start. Watch me as I do then. If there's anything I want you to note, I will tell you. Now, after which you have introduced the topic to them, the next thing is to write your learning objectives on the board. Learning objectives on the board. These are my learning objectives. So after the introduction of the topic, the next thing is to write out the learning objectives. Now, back to you students. Our key vocabulary words. Foreign. Foreign. What do we mean by foreign? So students, this is our learning objectives for today. Can you read them out?
By the end of this lesson, students will be able to find these 2 types of phrase. Say 2 examples of both phrase and only phrase.
Very good. Now, they already know what this class is going to contain. Students are now aware of the content of what they are going to learn for that class. Then you can start picking them one after the other, followed by your key vocabulary words. Your key vocabulary words, these are important also in the class. You would also notice that as I'm writing, I am not word writing. That is, I am not writing while talking. I'm not saying something like trade is the buying and selling of goods and services. No, it is very wrong. You first of all give them the definition. If you wish to write it on the board, you write it on the board without talking. Without talking. Do something like yes, that is what you do. You don't talk while writing on the board. You talk facing the students, after which you go back to write on the board. That's how to do it. So, but I'm going to wrap this up because I have not introduced the topic just because for the purpose of this video. That's why I wrote that on the board. So I'm going to clean that now. Someone should clean the board. Okay, so our first objective for today is to define trade. To define trade. Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants. Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants. What did I say?
Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants.
Again?
Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants.
Very good. Trade is the buying and selling of goods and services to satisfy human wants. Did you notice what I'm doing, viewers? You can see me walking around the class. A teacher must not stand in front of the class just standing without moving around the class. It is very wrong to do that. Don't be comfortable standing at one spot. When you move around the class, what happens is that you carry the students along and they are aware that you are coming anytime soon. So it doesn't make the students do other things while you are in the class. They sit up. Why? Because they know that you can come to their side at any point in time. So they are always communicating with you. And as you are moving around the class, they are also looking at you. You are also communicating with them. This helps class control and class management. How many of you have your dictionaries here? Because I remember telling you to bring your dictionaries to the class. Now, you must have told your students that they should come with dictionary. This helps to know the meaning of some vocabulary words that may not be understood without checking. So ask the students to get their dictionaries, followed by somebody should open to foreign, somebody should open to trade, somebody should open. So that is how you do it. You make sure that they have their dictionaries with them, so that you learn these key vocabulary words, so that the moment you start teaching, they already know the meaning because they have checked the dictionary for the meaning. For the purpose of this class, not to waste our time, I will just go ahead to talk about my learning objectives, because I would assume that we have already talked about this and we have checked this in the dictionary. Now we have successfully done the first objective. We have defined trade. The next thing is to list two types of trade. Two types of trade. Now we have two types of trade, which is home trade and foreign trade. What did I say?
Home trade and foreign trade.
Home trade and foreign trade. Very good. Now, when we talk about home trade is the buying and selling of goods and services within a particular country, while foreign trade is the buying and selling of goods and services between two or more countries. The next thing you are going to do, after you have explained whatever it is you want to explain, and you are about to write notes for your students, please, when writing on the board, make sure that your dressing, remember the first thing I said was that you have to have a decent dressing. You must be putting on a decent dress or a decent outfit, so that when you are writing, lifting your hands on the board, none of your armpit is showing, which can distract the students. Also, excessive use of accessories like earrings, big earrings, necklaces and all those things are not allowed, because it distracts the students' attention. Followed by, your hair must not be too full. Assuming you have started writing and you have written up to this extent where you know that you cannot write perfectly while you are standing, the next thing you are supposed to do is to go to the next line. Go to the next line, the next margin you have there. Don't do something like this. It is wrong to do that in the class. You know, we have students from different environments, and instead of concentrating on what you are doing, they tend to make jest of the teacher, especially when the teacher is fully endowed. I hope you know what I mean. So you will see that they will start making jest of the person, and this distracts the students. So don't do this. Maybe you can do something like this. Did you see what I did? This is a little bit okay. You spotted and nothing is actually obvious. So you can do something like that, but in most cases, once you cannot write again unless you bend down or squat, then you move to the next margin. After which you have fully achieved your objectives for the day. Remember that you are supposed to have something called evaluation. Remember, you're supposed to have something called evaluation, where you will be able to dictate if actually you have achieved your behavioral objectives. What do I mean by that? After teaching them, the next thing to do is to ask them questions based on your learning objectives. So you can say something like, what is trade? Or you say, define trade. Anyone to define trade? Success. Very good. Please give her a round of applause. Now you have seen what I did. I asked someone one of the behavioral objectives, followed by the next, which happens to be the types of trade. Anyone? Types of trade. Promise. Home trade. Good. Any other person to give us the next one? Any other person? Yes, Ruth. Foreign trade. Give them a round of applause. Now you see what I did. You must not ask one student to keep answering questions all the time. Don't, for example, if I keep saying Tolu, 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 please avoid this in your class. It should not be Tolu that should be the only student that should be able to know what you have taught them. So make sure to call them in different angles to answer your questions. Also, during the course of your teaching, appropriate instructional materials must be used. For example, we are treating home trade. You can give something like the chart for trade, where you have the home trade and the foreign trade. You also have the examples of home trade and examples of foreign trade. So your chart, your instructional materials, sometimes it can be pictorial instructional materials and sometimes it can be a chart. Just make sure you have a visible instructional materials that you can move round the class. It should be visible enough for everyone to see. I believe you have learned a thing or two in today's lesson. I am so excited to have you view this video. If there's anything you would like to say, if there is any comment you would like to give, please kindly drop it in the comment section. And don't forget to like this video. Please don't forget to like this video. You can also send it to teachers in training and also those that are interested in knowing how to teach in a class. In our next class, we'll be talking about classroom control and classroom management. Please do well to subscribe to my channel and don't forget to punch on the notification bell so that you'll be the first to get notified anytime I upload a new video. Remember, teaching is not just a profession but a calling to shape lives and purpose. Till I meet you again. Bye. Everybody say bye.